Hey guys, welcome to Modeling Manhood. Today I got a good friend and guest joining me. His name's Joel. Both of us are going to be talking about a bike accident that we've experienced in our past. So that'll be something for you guys to enjoy, and then our Bible passage as normal. So when I first got my mountain bike, the first bike I ever bought, I had saved up some money and it cost me $325 to get a nice specialized bike with front suspension. A good friend of mine and I would ride everywhere, and I can remember this one time riding. We were going down this hill and there was like a little marshy area down here with like a small like trail over it, built up with wood, and I was flying down the hill, and I ended up getting air and landing in the marsh, like missing the bridge. And when I looked up on the ground, there was like a tent, like a giant spike sticking up in the air. And we're going to be talking about tent spikes today and just close mishaps. So.
Well, it's funny because I've actually had a similar experience, but on a skateboard.
Okay.
Flying down a hill, I fell off and I landed in a pile of stinging nettles, which in the UK is, it's got prickles all over you. And I had the same thing. A wooden stake, it actually slid up my chest, just missed my neck, and I just had that moment of like, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful.
Yeah, that I'm not dead.
It could have been very different.
It could have been really bad. Our story today is in Judges 4. So the book of Judges is all about the people of Israel turning away and God sending them these judges. And Deborah and Barak are what we're learning about here in Judges today. And they're after a man named Sisera. And Sisera goes and basically is on the run. And verse 17, but Sisera fled away on foot to a tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. And there was peace between Joab the king and Hazar in the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael came out to meet Sisera and told him, turn aside, my lord, turn aside to me, do not be afraid. So he turned aside to her into a tent, and she covered him with the rug. And he said to her, please give me a little water to drink, for I am so thirsty. So she opened up a skin of milk and gave him a drink and covered him. And he said to her, stand at the opening of the tent. If any man comes and asks you, is anyone here? Please say no. But Jael, the wife of Heber, took a tent peg, kind of like that stake sticking up when I went down the hill and that stake when you ended up in the nettles. So she took this tent stake. I lost my place here. Verse 21, she took the tent peg and took a hammer in her hand, and she went softly to him and drove the peg into his temple until he went down into the ground, while he was laying fast asleep from weariness. So he died. And behold, as Barak was pursuing Sisera, Jael went out to meet him and said, come, I will show you the man whom you are seeking. So they went in and found him dead, with the tent peg in his head. And that story in the Bible, whenever I read it, I think about like my biking incident that I had, and how I should have been like pegged through the head with this stake when I was just being foolish and silly. So that's our stories for today. Thank you, Joel, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Joel's going to do our closing today in his British accent. So.
All right, so don't marry, mirror your maker, and journey with Jesus.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Joel, for joining us.